on the appointment proposed in regards to your ability, your experience, your qualities, if they meet the needs or the qualities for the body which nomination is being made. At this point, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the members of this committee. I am the chair of the committee. My name is Honorable Abdi Idle, the Speaker of the Assembly. But in this situation, I am the chair of the Assembly, and therefore, at any given time, I am addressed as the chair. We have Honorable Hajir Mohammed Dahir on my left, the member for County Assembly for Abakaile, Honorable Abdurrahman Ali, member for Sankuri, who also doubles as the Deputy Majority Leader. I have Honorable Fatuma Muhammad Shide, nominated, who also doubles as the Deputy Chief, Minority Chief Whip. Honorable Muhammad Abdi Farah, a ranking member of the House, and also an elected member from Dadaab. Honorable Mustafa Abdul Rashid Ahmed, who is also the Deputy Speaker and MCA 15. Honorable Fardousa Jelle, nominated. Honorable Zamzam Muhammad, nominated. Honorable Adaw Umar, a ranking member and elected from Hulugo. Honorable Omar Abdi from the Majale, elected member from the Majale. Honorable Timira Bishar, nominated. Honorable Fatuma Adan, nominated. Honorable Hussein Dagane, elected township, who is also the minority leader. Honorable Muhammad Khalif Abu Bakr, the majority leader. And finally, Honorable Abd Hakim Haret, elected from Burra. With us also are the clerks on both sides. On my sides, we also have the members of the secretariat to the committee and members of the press. We also have those watching us virtually, following us virtually, live. And I would like to thank all for taking their time to be with us on this day as we get through this procedure. So welcome, feel free, as I told you before. At this point, I would like to take this opportunity to ask you to introduce yourself, both in terms of your academic qualifications, relevance of the same to the docket you have been nominated for, and finally, your work experience and its relation to your docket. Please, welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and honorable members of the County Assembly of Garissa. My names are Ebla Minhaj Dahir, and I was born and brought up in Garissa County, and I have gone to school in Jaribu Primary School, whereby I have finished my standard 8, and I have attained a certificate of Kenya Certificate of Primary Education. Further, I have gone to Neb Girls Secondary School, whereby I have attained my Form 4 certificate, that is Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education. Later on, I joined the primary teachers college by the name High Teachers College in Nairobi, whereby I have attained a P1 certificate. And further, I went ahead and joined the Kenya Institute of Special Education, whereby I have attained a diploma in special education, and I have graduated with a very good class as a diploma student in Kenya Institute of Special Education. Later on, I have joined the Kampala University, and I did development studies, and I have graduated on Bachelor in Development Studies. That is my academic credentials, and further I am seeking for my master's, maybe in arts. I want to pursue maybe gender in education. Thank you so much. On my professional life, Honorable Chair, should I continue or?
Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. On my professional line, I think I'm suitable for this job because I'm a teacher by profession. I'm an educationist for many, many years. And I have a work experience over 20 years in teaching and also in development work. So if I say very well I'm a seasoned teacher or a seasoned educationist, because I have been doing education and I have been in that professional line. Later on, I have joined humanitarian work. So I was doing a lot of development activities. In line with my education, I think I was also still pursuing or practicing my educational line even when I was doing my development work. So in teaching, if I come back to my profession as a teacher, I have taught both regular schools and special education schools in Garissa. In several schools in Garissa. I have taught Jaribu Primary School for 2 years. I went to Garissa Primary School, whereby I stayed for 1 term. And I went to Young Muslim. But when I was going to Young Muslim, the need was there for teachers in that particular school, because the education guys wanted the school to be a model school and to see the performance maybe for that particular year. So teachers were retrieved from different schools in Garissa, and one of the qualities they were looking at was maybe the best teachers in Garissa to be taken to Young Muslim Primary School. I stayed in Young Muslim for 2 years, and in my 2 years teaching Young Muslim in primary school, and my subject was one of the best subjects in Young Muslim Primary School by then, and I was even awarded as the best subject at that particular time as per the performance of KCPE. So later on, and that is when I left Young Muslim Primary School and I went to diploma pursuing my special education. But when I came back again, I was posted to a unit in Jaribu Primary School for hearing impairment. I stayed there for 3 months teaching hearing challenged children in Jaribu unit for HI. Later on, I was posted to Garissa Special School. In Garissa Special School, we have different challenges. We have the mental, we have the physical, we have the hearing, we have also the visually impaired. And because in my first year as a special education teacher, we were doing multidisciplinary. So we were taught all the challenges in terms of disability. So that is why I was posted to that particular school. If it is a child with mental disability, I'm able to handle, because I was taught activities of daily living, how to carry yourself, maybe how to feed, how to do small things that are going to assist you in life.
Thank you. Thank you. At that point, I think you have elaborately explained to us just now that you're going to be the head of this education department, the unit, and definitely you did very well in your past as a classroom teacher, certainly, yes. Now you will be head of the policy formulation. So in terms of that, having with that experience now, Can you be able to translate now into policy formulation for the ministry
Yes.
or for the department?
Yes. And you know very well, and teaching is a very, very sensitive docket. Being a teacher, sometimes you will become a parent, sometimes you become a choir master, sometimes you become and maybe somebody who does some modeling and those things, because you have to be in line with those children you are teaching. You have to be very patient with them. So some of the policies that we are going to put in place in terms of this particular sector is policies on ECD, early childhood education. That one is one, because there is a policy already in place in the department, but we now need to table the policy in this particular assembly, and we seek your guidance, we seek your approval, so that we can be able to improve learning in school, the ECD learning centers, to improve the infrastructure, to improve maybe the teachers, because there are so many activities.
Thank you.
That entail.
Thank you, Madam. That question will certainly come from one of the
I
members.
have also another one,
Yes.
on the policy issue.
No, it's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
It's going to come in a question
Okay.
form,
Thank you.
in a primary question.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that. I will now allow the members to interact with you.
Okay.
And the Honorable Abdurrahman Muhammad Ali will ask the next question.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Welcome, Madam Minhaj.
Thank you.
And I can confirm you're my teacher at Jaribu Primary School.
Thank you so much.
Maybe to go direct to the question. Which
Please place the microphone well on close to your.
what are the roles and duties you'll be performing as County Executive Committee member for this department, if given the opportunity? At least just give us five roles. Thank you very much.
One of the roles of CCM is to coordinate and also regulate policies, both at the county level and the national level. The other one is to prepare reports and programs for this particular department. The one I'm handling now, or I'm going to handle in education. The other one is to coordinate all the programs and policies of this particular department in line with the Constitution. The other one is also prepare proposed policies so that it can be submitted to the Assembly for approval. In turn, the approved document also needs to be implemented. So we need to implement those policies that are passed by the Assembly. The other one is to monitor the progress of those programs that are being implemented. Then we also need to present regular reports to the Assembly, so that they know the progress, the budgets to be approved, the quarterly reports, maybe the yearly reports. Then the other one is maybe any other duties that are assigned maybe by the governor or the executive. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question will be administered by Honorable Fardousa Jelle.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam Ibla, please tell the committee at least 3 main challenges the sector that you attended to and how you will address them.
Thank you, Honorable Madam, and thank you through the chair. Thank you, Chair. I think some of the main challenges that we have in education is inadequate staff. We have inadequate staff, and in this particular docket or department, we also have inadequate learning and teaching materials. We also have, there is a scheme of service that has been passed, but it is supposed to be implemented. That one is also a challenge, because for the ECD teachers, if they don't have a proper scheme of service, you even don't know the salaries you are going to pay whether you are going to maybe promote them, such things. So it is really a big challenge for us. The other issue is, because this is not the only docket I'm handling, there is also the vocational part. In the vocational part, there is the perception issue. You know very well our communities have negative perception on issues of vocational, especially the courses that are undertaken at the vocational level. You know very, very well that there are courses like masonry, there are courses like welding. There are these skills that are very important to us because they pay upfront. For them, they want to get white-collar jobs. Salaries that you wait end of the month, you even don't know whether you are going to get or not. But for us, I think we are going to advise them to undertake those particular courses. The other challenge that we have is we also have the ICT sector. There is no policy for ICT sector, and this is something very important. You know, the world is digital. There is a lot of technologies that are supposed to be undertaken. All the departments even need this ICT for day-to-day running of their activities. How we are going to handle, number one, the one I have said, inadequate teachers. I think we need to employ more ECD teachers so that they can be able to handle those schools. As I speak right now, let me just give you some figures of the teachers that are there. We only have 180 ECD teachers as we speak. And the ratio, you know very well, in a particular class, we are supposed to have 1 to 40 per class. But as I'm speaking, because we have 17,890 pupils in the ECD centers, you can imagine the ratio will be 1 to 90 or 99 in a class. So you cannot even manage that class. There will be no quality learning that will go on in that particular classroom. So we need to employ more ECD teachers to take care of all the wards we are coming from, at least so that learning, quality learning continues. The other issue on inadequate learning and teaching materials, you cannot do any teaching, quality teaching, if you don't have an adequate material.
Fair
so
enough.
We need to improve that.
Fair enough, madam.
Yeah.
That is well taken. In the interest of time, thank you so much for that very elaborate illustration of the challenges. We will move to Honorable Zamzam.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, congratulations, Mrs. Abla, for being nominated to this position.
Thank you.
I would just like to ask you, what are the bills or policies that you will adopt once given this opportunity to be the CEC of Education? And how are you going to work with this assembly in future? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, Honorable Madam, and thank you, Chair.
You address, just for purposes of clarification, you address the chair. You don't address the directly the member, please.
Okay. Sorry for that. Thank you, Chair. And I think, as I've earlier illustrated, I have told you, we know very well there is an act of education. It entails basic education for all. It means quality education for all, be it the regular children or special education, the challenged ones. That one is an act that is in the parliament, and you know very well. And it is both in county acts, it is also in the Basic Education Act. But as a policy, the policies that we are going to pass maybe as a department, one is the scheme of service for teachers, very, very vital, very, very important. The other one is the ECD, the one I have said, ECD policies that it is already in place, but it needs the approval of this particular house, so we need your support on that. The other policy is on the one of ICT. You know very well is ICT is something very cross-cutting. It is an enabler we all need for service delivery, so we also need to pass or present a policy on ICT in this particular chamber. So those are some of the policies that we have. There is also one I have forgotten. There is also one in place because there is the school meal program, and that one has already been taken care of by the executive. As I'm speaking right now, in Juicy, there is 40M that has been passed by His Excellency the Governor to support water in schools and also meals for schools so that at least we retain children in school. We have a lot of dropout rates because of the drought, and we need to keep these children in schools, and the only way is to have the meals in those particular schools available for these children. So these are some of the things we have in mind to support the education sector. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So just as a follow-up before you mean that we know that the 40 million is an ad hoc measure, a stopgap measure to address the challenge now. So in your opinion, is going to be a policy? You want to establish a policy to that end?
Yeah, but Chair, what we are saying is, we want to put this in the CIDP, County Integrated Development Plans, and you know, once you put in the plans in place, you are supposed to implement them for the next coming 5 years. So that is one of our focus, the school meal program. And this has been also in the manifesto of His Excellency the Governor. And we are wishing to implement that in our county integrated development plans, inshallah.
Well understood, well taken. Honorable Hussein will ask the next question.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, nominee. I think some of us from the Kenya Kwanza Coalition believe CBC is nonsense because it was born in a chest thumping era where no one.
Can you, Honorable Hussein, can you please use the parliamentary language? Please, can you paraphrase or rephrase your statement to be parliamentary?
I withdraw, Mr. Speaker. My point is, it was born in an era where there was chest thumping and a lot of blackmail, and there was no consultations. And you know, the word public participation is mentioned 16 times in the Constitution. And I want to donate my time to the nominee to speak on CBC. Thank you. About 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Bona Chair. And you know very well this is something new to all of us, the CBC. And in one way or the other, it is a curriculum. When you look at it, it is maybe digital. It's supposed to be issues on technology. And these are some of the things we need even our children to start from a lower level so that they grow up with that. As I'm speaking right now, the report is in place because there's a task force that has been formed, and maybe to follow up on the CBC, the challenges that are there, and the report is already out. So some of the recommendations that have been put there, I think there are so many changes, so many amendments that have been done on CBC. Maybe you are going to read the report on that, hoping it is going to benefit our children, because this is something that have started. Though there is a review that is going on, we even don't know whether the government is going to stop the CBC. But what we are saying is, and for the CBC, one of the advantages that we have is a child at a lower level, maybe even in lower primary school, is able even to open a computer and close and do some, you know, small things on the, he becomes a computer literate at a very early stage. The other thing is, some of the things are so practical than, you know, and maybe the 844 system of education, whereby you are only focused on examination. This is something you will grow up with. If maybe you want to pursue arts, this is something that we are going to start at primary level, maybe at the secondary level, and then you pursue at the university level. Sciences, the same. So I think there should be some amendments, but that is what I can talk about on CBC.
So yes, at this point, I also agree with you that at this point, I also agree with you that the CBC issue is being now at another stage, at another level. We wait for the report from the commission, from the task force.
Yeah, task force.
We can stop it at that. Honorable Abubakar.
And thank you, Honorable Chair. I'd like to ask a question to the nominee through your chair. And if these are pivotal in kindergarten education for all our people, with this new CBC curriculum, what measures are you putting in place to make sure that with all the technological demand, with all the resource that are sometimes burden to the parent in rural area, what is your take to make sure that this program is success in every ward of this county? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bona Chair. I think I have already said the CBC is being reviewed, and the report, maybe I've just read something small on the report. I know it has been a burden, and that there are so many materials which the parents are supposed to buy, maybe to implement this particular project. I think that one has been exempted. And according to the report that is out, there is no parent who is supposed to buy any material for CBC. I think maybe the government is going to provide, because that is the report I have seen from the task force. So I think that one is going to lessen the burden on the parents.
Sorry,
and maybe
my nominee.
yes.
Speak to the ECD. He's talking about the ECD, not the CBC.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought you
It's
said
the ECD. The members just said,
Yes.
but this is lack.
As I'm speaking, we have ECD structures in place. The ECD structures that are in place are 220 structures in the entire county. 220 structures. Out of those 220 structures, we have 76 permanent structures. 76 only are permanent. The rest are temporary. So what we are saying is, for us to get a quality education, of course, you have to look into the environment. Learning is going on. Structure, we are hoping, inshallah, to have model ECDs. Model ECDs where learning, materials, and equipment is available for this particular learning, for better environment learning to take place in the ECD centers. The other issue is, I know there are some places or some of the areas, maybe some of the wards, the ECD maybe classes are not even there. So maybe as a department, inshallah ta'ala, with the available resources, that is, maybe we are going to have some ECD structures in those particular areas which we are lacking. We also improve the ones we have. So that is what some of the things we are hoping to undertake, inshallah.
Okay. Maybe we'll take about 3 follow-up questions, but I will start with mine, if you don't mind. Okay. Okay, and anyway, I'll ask you, and I want to conclude the session in the interest of time. I think you have elaborately addressed, you have adequately addressed, but I have one for you. I have one advice for you. You have talked of resources.
Yes.
And yes, I know it is a very important factor. But unfortunately, I find that there are a lot of uncoordinated efforts in addressing the challenge of the ECD.
Yes.
You find that every other member of parliament, for instance, or any other leader, development partners, maybe NGOs, community leaders asking for classrooms, you know. Sometimes you find for whatever reason or purposes, we find classrooms, ECD classrooms being built in every village without teachers. So maybe it is my humble advice, considered opinion, that probably you need to harmonize, coordinate all these good efforts towards realizing the best out of all these resources, towards realizing the potentials and the importance of this important docket.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Very well said. I think, as you have said, I think there are so many willing donors to support this particular ECD programs. We have donors like WFP and other maybe donors which are ready to support this particular program. But it needs a coordinated effort, as you have said, of which maybe as a department, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to handle that, to coordinate all the ECD programs, so that at least we don't duplicate our work. If maybe a class has been built in a certain ECD area or a certain center, maybe we equip the class. Maybe we provide other learning environment for that particular ECD center. Maybe we employ more teachers to support the ECD learning teacher. We also need to train these teachers also in terms of capacity, so that they are able to handle those children in ECD centers.
Thank you so much.
Chair.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Ebla. Maybe you can give us your comments, last remarks, questions you may have for the chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. thank you so much, honorable members of the County Assembly, both nominated and elected. I also wish to congratulate for your appointments, for your nomination, for your elections. Thank you so much. And the other issue maybe I want to put across is we need your support to do service delivery. Without you, because you are one of the arms of the government, you are the oversight people, at least we need to present budgets, and we are hoping you are going to improve those budgets. We are going to present policies, and I hope you are going to implement those policies in place to support our programs. Thank you so much, and I'm hoping, inshallah ta'ala, that you are going to give us this particular appointment. Hoping so. Thank you so much. I think that is all. Thank you very much. We need your guidance on this.
Thank you. Thank you. We also thank you for your time and your passion to serve the community. We look forward to that. I hope you will not switch off your phone.
I will not.
When you if given this job. Thank you. Please confirm that you have all your documents in place. Your originals are back to you. Please confirm before you leave.
Okay, thank you so much, Bwana Chair.
Once you confirm, you will leave at your pleasure, escorted by the sergeant at arms.